guys, it's Jessica, and today I've got my February best and worst. I've got some skincare, some makeup, lip products. I've got things I loved and I have things I absolutely hated. I'm so excited to share these with you. If you enjoy this kind of video, I hope that you will subscribe, and let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm really excited to announce that I'm working with L'Occitane, and this is a brand that I've used like their hand creams since before I even had a YouTube channel. So that would have been like 5 or 6 years ago. I remember loving their hand creams. Actually, I could use some right now on my hands. And so then I started getting into some more of their skincare. Well, I've fallen in love with the skincare line. I always try to be clear with you guys when I'm being sponsored, and this video is sponsored by L'Occitane. This line I've been trying for maybe a month and a half at this point, maybe even bordering on 2 months. I've really liked it, and I've tried to keep hush about it because I really wanted to see how it worked with my skin and see if I liked it. Well, let me kind of tell you the order that I've been using these products. So it's this Immortelle Divine line, and so all of the products are in this really cute like goldish yellow packaging. This is their Divine Cleansing Balm, and it comes in a jar. It looks like a little honey pot, and cleansing balms are my favorite way to remove makeup. I very rarely use micellar water or like cleansing wipes on my face. I just don't, and that's just kind of the way I've been doing it for a few years, and my skin really does well. So I get a little bit of out of there and I just massage it. I usually will start with my eyes because that's where most of my makeup is, and then I'll just kind of work it out, and then I'll rinse it with water, and it gets rid of all my makeup. It gets rid of waterproof mascara and liner, which is always my problem area. I'm sure it's most people's. And then I double cleanse with their cleanser. So this one kind of foams up. I really like that. I like cleansers in squeezy tubes a lot because I know that I can get all of it out of there. But those work really well together if you like to double cleanse like I do. And I feel like by the end of it, my skin, the makeup is gone, but it's not completely dried out. And that is huge for me because I have normal to dry skin. So then I'll go in with their little eye cream. I love, look at this cute packaging. I'll get a pump or two in my, like on my middle finger. I'll pat them together, and then I just pat it around in a circle. And I feel like this has helped my little, what I call my under eye crinkles. It helps them appear less obvious, in my opinion. I've been using this line at night, but I'll pull in the eye cream and the face cream I'm going to talk about even in the morning to use, just because my skin does really soak it up and I feel like it really enjoys it. On most nights, especially as we're going from winter into spring right now, I'll use their oil. This is their facial oil, and it's got one of those little droppers where you push the top and it sucks up some of the oil. And then what I will do is I'll kind of warm it between my fingers. So I'll put a little bit on my fingers. I don't want to waste too much. I love this stuff. And just do that. And then I'll just press it into my skin. And I feel like, again, my skin just soaks it up. It looks so much more radiant and youthful afterwards. And these do have a smell, but it's a very pleasant smell. And then I'll follow it up with their moisturizing cream. Again, it's in like a cute little pot. It's a very nice cream because it's not so thick that it's hard to get your skin to soak it up, but it's not so thin that you feel like you're not really putting anything on. It's kind of right in between, like a hybrid. And my skin, I always say it drinks it up, but it really is drinking it up. And I feel like when I'll go to bed, my skin, I'll just kind of catch myself in the mirror. I'm like, my skin actually looks pretty nice. Like usually I feel like I'll look in the mirror and be like, ugh. You know what I mean? So I've really been enjoying this line. If you're interested in any of these products, I will link all 5 of them below in the order that I apply them to my face when I am getting unready, or in some cases getting ready. Like I'll use the eye cream and the cream to get ready as well, because I think they do well under makeup. They don't make your makeup look weird or anything like that. So that's kind of my skincare favorite for the month. Let's move into some products I didn't like, and we'll kind of bounce around. So one product I absolutely have realized I hated is the Nude Beauty Blender. And I'm really sad because I loved the fact that this was beige, because then like my foundation, it wouldn't look as dirty as it probably really is. It's a completely different texture than the normal Beauty Blender. It's a lot less dense, and because of that, when it gets wet and gets bigger, it like soaks up the product and does not blend it into the skin. It is one of the worst sponges I've tried, and I kept using it thinking, oh, maybe it's just this foundation, or now maybe it's this foundation, maybe it's the primer. And I finally realized this is the common denominator. It's this freaking blender. And so when I kind of put my feelers out to you guys, a lot of you guys said, no, seriously, they're completely different sponges. I'm like, okay, I'm not crazy. So I like the regular Beauty Blender. I still love my L'Oreal sponge the best out of all of them. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt, but the Nude ones stay far away. Even the black one I've tried was better than this, but I still don't think that one was nearly as good as the original pink. The original pink one was is the best one of the Beauty Blender line. Oh my gosh, can I talk about the worst foundation I've ever tried? And I felt so validated when I saw other YouTubers trying it on in videos and they hated it too. This is the Marc Jacobs Shameless foundation. Oh my goodness. So they sent a couple shades of these to me. I've got Fair Y110 and Y130. I might have even mixed these when I put them on. I don't remember. This was a horrendous experience. Horrendous. Okay, so it's a squeezy tube, and this is not a cheap foundation. I mean, this is so expensive, but you guys know, even if something's sent to me, I'm always honest with you guys. So you squeeze it on, and it's kind of a, you know, it's not super thin, but it's not super thick. And it's like, oh wow, that's gonna have some serious coverage. Well, it makes your skin look so terrible. It creates imperfections on your face that you never knew you had. Like, I would have areas in my face, like, I'm trying to think of exactly where it was. It'd be like here. I've never had areas there, but it looked like crazy and crepey, and like there'd be like wrinkles. I'm like, what? Like, it made no sense. I've never tried a foundation like this where I've so instantly known this is terrible. So I tried it again the next day and I was like, nope, nope, nope. And I just wiped it off because I thought, well, maybe if I try it with a brush, or maybe if I try it with a Beauty Blender or my fingers. All terrible. All the same look at the end. It was weird and patchy. And by the end of the day, I literally could not wait to get home to take it off. It looked so bad. So bad. I cannot stress that enough. So do not waste your money. I know with some higher end foundations, it's hit or miss. Like, oh, you know, oh, this foundation, half of the YouTubers out there really like and half don't. Maybe it's more of a skin type thing. No, this is terrible across the board, no matter what. No ifs, ands, or buts. I've never felt this strongly about a foundation, and it makes me really sad because I want to like something like this. Like, oh, how exciting. It's a really expensive foundation and I've got it. It's so bad. I can't try it again. And I keep seeing them in my drawer and I'm like, maybe I'll try it again because I'm like, oh, it looks so pretty and I really like Marc Jacobs. I do. Like, I love a lot of Marc Jacobs products. Horrible. They absolutely missed the mark. I don't know how in the world that hit the shelves. Did anyone from the brand try it? Now, on a much, much happier note, I discovered this product. Well, I didn't discover it. They sent this to me. It's a brand I've never ever heard of. I don't know how to say it. I think it's Guize, G-U-I-Z-E. It could be Guize, I don't know. But it's their FaceFX Contour Powder Collection. This is in the Moonlight series. It's for lighter skin. I think they have a deeper one as well. I think there's 3. All I've seen it on is their website. You guys, their whole thing, as I was kind of clicking around their website, I'm just trying to figure out, like, who is this brand? Their whole thing was they just wanted to make the best contour palette out there. Now, here's the thing. The makeup industry is oversaturated now with contour palettes, highlight palettes, blah, blah, blah. This is the best one. And here's why. I've already hit pan. I swear to you guys, I've had this a month and a half. That's insane. That is insane. I've used that I want this powder alone. I want that powder. But all of this is so good. And every time I've used any part of this palette, people are like, oh, what's on your cheek? And I always get asked what I'm wearing. So they have this kind of more cool toned contour shade. These are so pigmented, but they blend so beautifully. Then they have this bronzer shade. And then they have this like highlight shimmer. I'm saving the best for last. And the highlight shimmer is so pretty. It blends in. It looks, I mean, the light just hits you so beautifully. I'm going to put some on right now because I did a try on video before this, so I haven't really put on a super duper highlight. Look at this. Isn't that so pretty? I mean, here's the thing. Shimmery highlights, it's like no one's impressed by them anymore because everyone does them pretty well. Oh my gosh, I just love it. Here's the best part of this palette. This almond colored powder is the most pigmented, beautiful powder I've ever used. It's hard to see. Here's what's amazing about it. I'm gonna show you this in action. You're not gonna believe it. So let me clean this brush off because there's like bronzer on it. So I'll get a little bit, and it is very powdery, which is probably why I've hit pan. If I wanted to clean this area up, like let's say I did like a contour and I'm like, it's looking a little splotchy, I'll just put that on. Do you see how light that is? And just kind of blend it up. And it makes everything look so flawless. I'll use this on my under eye. Oh my gosh. And it's so nice because it's not a loose powder where it's a little bit trickier to work with. But I don't even know how to put this into words. It's so good. Now, I want to say it's kind of pricey. I want to say it's like $40, $50. When I run out of this, especially once I run out of that, I will probably just buy it with my own money because I cannot stop using this. I don't reach in my bronzer drawer anymore. I just don't, because I use all of this. I've been using this on my under eye. It's so freaking good. You won't regret it, I promise, if you're near my skin tone. I don't know about the darker one, like if it's as good as this. I would hope that it is, if that's all they're focusing all of their energy into. But holy moly, I could shout it from the rooftops. It is so good. So I've been using this MAC Mineralized Charged Water, and I've been using it every day for like a month, and I'm only down, and I spray a lot, so this is gonna last me quite a while. But if you wanted to try it, they usually sell smaller versions of these kinds of things. I don't know specifically with the charged water if they do. But I will spray this on as my setting spray, and I love it right now because all those powders and things I'm putting on my face, my skin feels even more hydrated than it already is, and it just helps the powders all blend together. And there's something about this that it just feels good on my skin. And I haven't felt that way about a setting spray or hydrating mist in a long time. And, you know, I don't know that this necessarily makes my makeup last longer, but I certainly don't think it makes it last not as long. Does that make sense? Like, I've not noticed any wear time issues, but it makes my skin look so much more seamless, dewy. I've had so many of you guys say, oh my gosh, Jessica, you've got this pregnancy glow. I'm like, maybe, but also it really just might be this and the skincare I've been using. Like, mix the two together, and I feel like that's where a lot of this is coming from. So, an unfavorite. This was so bad. This was such a bad product. This is the Catrice Glam & Doll Super Black Liner in Waterproof. Oh my goodness. Where do I even begin with this? So I'm a snob. And by a snob, I mean I have another like $5 liner that I like more. And it's that NYX Epic Ink Liner that I buy on Ulta.com. This is a felt tip. And it can appear, see what? Now it's looking super black. Don't do this to me. Okay, so when I'm doing it now, it's looking super duper black. Well, when I've used it, and I used it for like 2 weeks, and I would shake it up and I'd store it upside down, then right side up, then sideways, just trying to figure out, like, is there anything in this? It would skip. I would try to just do a wing, and it would like just not show up. Like there was nothing on the thing. And so, of course, now that I've given up on it, it's looking a lot blacker. So, I don't know. That was my main thing. Now I'm like, well, I guess I should try it again. I tried you for like 2 weeks, girl. So I don't know, maybe I'll try it again, but if it's that hit or miss, I have a problem with that. Like, you know, let's say it's black now and I used it today and it's black, but then tomorrow I pull it out and it's, again, I can't get it in there and I can't fill it in after I've used it for like 10 seconds in one area. It's like I can't get it to rejuice itself. I don't know. So with that in mind, I need something that's not hit or miss at all. It needs to be able to work right away. And the NYX one, that's right around the same price range, works every time no matter what. So it's like, I shouldn't even have to deal with that if I can find a better product at the same price, you know? Okay, a favorite that took me by surprise. This is the Naked Petite Heat. It is, it's kind of a long story, but Urban Decay, they send me a lot of their products and I'm always so excited to try their stuff. But they sent me the Naked Heat palette and I just didn't really like it. It was okay, but every look I did kind of looked the same. And I was like, I've kind of got this in a million palettes. Do I really need this? I passed it on to a friend because I knew she would use it more than I would and she'd be more excited. But then when they sent this, I saw it and I'm like, oh, not again, like more of these. We have so many of these. But then I started using it. I'm like, okay, actually, this is perfect for me because I do mostly matte looks and I'll usually put a little shimmer on like the lid maybe. Well, these are all matte. There's like a little bit of a satin finish to this white color that I love putting on my brow bone or on my lid. And then the rest of them, I get use out of every single color. These are beautiful in the crease. These are beautiful in the outer corner. This I can line with. I could darken the outer corner even more. I use every single color here. And so I'm like, dang, this is actually a really nice palette. So I like that it's small. Of course, it's the same size as their like Naked Basics palettes. Really nice packaging, satisfying clasp. So I was really taken by surprise with this. So just to show you some swatches, it's very pigmented in true Urban Decay fashion. I mean, they very rarely miss when it comes to their palettes. Now, sometimes they do, but it is pretty rare. I feel like they're pretty much across the board awesome. So really recommend if this is up your alley, if you know you use more mattes than anything. I was taken by surprise that I liked it as much as I do. All right, this next product's from L'Oreal, and I've had these a while. These are their Color Riche Shines. These remind me, they used to have this line, and I always wonder, I'm like, is this that same older line just repackaged? It very well could be. But it was like their, I can't think of what it's called, if you guys know what I'm talking about. But these are like these kind of sheer washes of color. So like this looks really deep purple, but it's actually a really pretty, almost plum. It's called Gleaming Plum. But the packaging's kind of cool. It's like this clear with like this really cool design and the little bit of gold. These don't have a really terrible L'Oreal smell like their lip products I usually can't do. This is called Dewy Petal, and it's just a really nice light pink wash of color. I have really been enjoying these. Really, really been enjoying them. Because, you know, as we're heading into spring, I like these more lighter wash color. Now that one is not quite as light. This one's Enamel Red. So it really is not hit or miss, but very different depending on the shade that you get. This one is probably my favorite of the line. This is Glossy Fawn. But I've been using a lot of these. I have even more shades. I just wanted to show you a couple. But they're just healthy looking on the lips, comfortable. Now, it's not what I'm wearing on my lips now. What I'm wearing right now is the No. 7 High Shine Lip Gloss in, well, oh, Sparkling Rose. I mean, it doesn't really like mask my lip color. It just adds like a lot of glitter. And it's pretty comfortable to wear, so in case you were curious, that's what I'm wearing. Those are all of my favorites for the month and my least favorites. I hope that you enjoyed these videos. Again, thanks L'Occitane for sponsoring this video. If you're interested in any of the L'Occitane products or any of the products I mentioned, I will link all of them below. And other than that, I hope you'll subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.